It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday night.
At the convergence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers, we're in the football town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Acrisure Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Hewitt. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And we're off from Acrisure. Damian Pierce now to return it. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion, but this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. C.J. was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They send it to running for the first time with Joe Mixon. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10+, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Into the hands of Schultz. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
And his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
It's Mixon on 2nd down. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Caught, nice gain left side. And he gets this forward to the 19. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, kid. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Shotgun now for Stroud. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense.
We all saw the brief moment of full-on panic between the ball coming out and him getting back on it. The impressive part is he kept his composure while it was still loose. One mistake didn't become two, and he cleaned it up before any defenders could.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try and field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash. Everly's kick is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Calvin Austin on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. And stop coming from Henry To'o. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10 from the 41. They give to Harris from the gun. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now running for the first time with Jalen Warren. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Just a field goal separates these two. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. Caught by Freiermuth. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Running behind center with Harris. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Staying on the ground with Harris. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop. They managed a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
The Texans close it in, and they will get him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. From the right hash, 55 yards out. And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And they are unable to tie up this contest.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
This Texans offense readied up for its 2nd drive of the contest. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers side of the field.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 4. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. He gets 6 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
1st and 10, a run to Mixon. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. They'll run here following the penalty. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. They made it 3 yards on the totes. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. The Texans looking for a bigger lead before the break. Here we go, 2nd and very long. You know, it's great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
You You know, that's a really good play. I know it doesn't get the first down, doesn't keep them on the field, but what it does is it keeps that defense honest. And I promise you, the next time in that situation, they'll have that run in the back of their minds.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And another field goal makes it 6-0 for him.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Cordero Patterson now to return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense for their second drive of the game. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Russ now from the gun. Freiermuth there to bring it in. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Desmond King up to make the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second and 6 coming up here. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Finds his back, Jalen Warren.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Wilson now from the gun. He'll get this to Jefferson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
The hurry-up clock continuing to run. Wilson with it on 1st. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. The Steelers use their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Russ is cooking again. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Here comes Chris Boswell in the Steelers field goal unit. This from the right hash and a considerable distance.
lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. One last play before the break. A final throw before the break. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. We've come to halftime. The Texans in unfriendly confines. But hey, they've got the lead. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Out comes Pittsburgh. Its offense has it to begin the third quarter. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A carry by Harris here to start the drive. And he gets him around 6 there. Foley, Fatukasi there to make the stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
From the 30 on 2nd down. This ball's caught by Pickens. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Tackle made by Jeff Okuda.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
A 3rd down run with Harris. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
That is your old-school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
New set of downs for him at the 38. A run from Warren here to start the 3rd. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Play made that time by Danico Autry. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now here's Russ. Buys time, rolling right. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Wilson on 3rd down. Has him on the quick hitter. He'll have the 1st down and even more. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A pickup there of 33 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
On first down, it's Wilson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
This is Harris on second down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
The Texans bringing out an extra DB. Third down coming up. Wilson to throw it. Gets this one to Harris. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
First and 10 give to Harris. And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up second and 8. Russ looking to throw. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
Chris Boswell for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers take a 4-point lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Steven Sims with the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Houston's offense back out now and ready to go. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this third quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent. But in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
First and 10 now from the 30. Now begin with a run by Mixon. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Tackled by the venerable Cameron Hayward. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up second and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Second and 10 now. Completed to Collins. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. Only one quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the third. The Texans have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. A give to Mixon up the middle. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. On the ground again with Mixon. Past midfield to the 45. And they'll finally get him down at the 37-yard line. They pick up 20 yards there. And it sets up a Houston first.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Going to the ground again on first. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Builds up this one off to his running back, complete. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Mixon on the toss. He's got the first with room to go inside the 20. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know I love that, Kate, but you know who loved it even more? The late, great John Madden himself, the former lineman. He would have loved watching the student body get right out in front of that thing, those blockers just knocking people off the ball, and let him clear the way so that running back could show off his speed.
He brings it in. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal. Here's Stroud now. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away. This one intended for the running back. And now they're left with 3rd and goal. He'll throw it. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans take a 4th quarter lead. Nico Collins with the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans push their lead to 3. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Austin. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. They find themselves down here in the fourth after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Russ setting to throw. Escapes the pocket. Steps up and he's running with it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
He's on the move. And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Setting up to pass. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
He has the first over the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Steelers working with a sense of urgency from the hurry-up clock, continuing to run. It's caught. That's Calvin Austin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll look to throw it. Catch is made in close. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
That one splits the uprights. And the Steelers take a 4-point lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Pierce now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Texans and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. He's got him. That's Mixon. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back to throw. This is complete to Schultz. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. Try getting it to Nico Collins. So it'll be 2nd down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Escape. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Here he is to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Desperation time here on 4th. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
The quarterback's so worried about challenging the DB. Keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential 1st down.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on 1st down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. Final timeout called by the Texans. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. He's down to a knee, and the Steelers getting ready to celebrate this victory.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take the win on the North Shore. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.